7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of a delay, just a tad bit late. The To Be Determined Show. We are live beyond Ringside Radio Networks on the To Be Determined Show. Right now, I'm the Oracle of Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, the Wick and Nemesis. And joining me tonight, my producer extraordinaire, beyond Ringside's radio on Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Layne. Eddie, how you doing tonight?
Dude, I'm feeling like we've done this before recently, you know.
Oh my God. It seemed like only yesterday.
It's like a Vuja day.
Woo. Now, we have a lot to talk about tonight. Of course, we're going to talk about the network. We're going to talk about GCW. We're going to talk about me. We're going to talk about Eddie. We're going to talk about all the crazy fans stalking people. But we're going to jump directly into our question we threw out there. What year specifically of any wrestler at any time, do you feel they were at their best and was the best? If you had a choice of 1 year of one wrestler to just watch the matches and you feel that it is the most dominant, what would it be? Now, I asked this earlier on Facebook. Got a lot of responses. Actually talked to my brother, the wrestling hybrid of Ryan Bishop. He said 98 Steve Austin was a hell of a year. So, let's talk about 98 Steve Austin when he won the Royal Rumble and also won WrestleMania 14. Not only did he win the Royal Rumble, he also eliminated The Rock last. So, how can we say this? That's the night after the Royal Rumble when the whole Mike Tyson incident took place. So that is kind of the headway for that. That entire year changed wrestling. My brother said that he believed that was one of the most important moments in wrestling, period, because of what Stone Cold did for the business and everything that led up that year. I believe that year he also beat up Vince. I think he won the 98 King of the Ring. Yes, he won 98 King of the Ring. So that was hell of a time. Eddie, of all the times throughout existence, what year of what wrestler would you pick to be your best?
That one's really kind of hard to say because I've had so many that I have looked to over the years. I mean, you can go back to, I want to say, 82 or 83, Bob Backlund. You can go back before that, Superstar Billy Graham, when he was WWF champion, or Bruno Sammartino. Because remember, we in this era, after the fall of the territories, look at things in a much different light. Because with the territory system gone, we're deprived of a lot of different things. When it's WWF, World Wrestling Federation, not the World Wildlife Fund, as your flagship entity for professional wrestling sports entertainment, you have a narrow field of view. The only way you can increase that field of view is by going to localized shows. And I'm trying to remember who all Backlund took on in 82. Because there was 1 year where he was taking on everybody from Kamala to Killer Khan to, I mean, you name it. He had some top flight challengers coming in, but remember, at that point, you had 3 recognized world champions. So you can't look past Harley Race on any given year, Terry Funk on any given year. But I'm very much inclined to agree. I mean, because I've been kind of spoiled on the 1, 2, 3 demagoguery of World Wrestling Federation, WWE, to WCW, NWA, to AWA, to World Class. Because remember the year David Von Erich beat Ric Flair for the NWA World Championship. He was on, I mean, even though he only held it for about a month and a half, the kid was on a roll all year. So, I mean, for things that have, for years that changed professional wrestling and sports entertainment, I got to agree. I mean, I know because the conversation you and the three of us, me, yourself, and Mark Mabo Bowman had last night on Back to Basics, I have a feeling I know where you're going to go with yours. But yeah, I'm inclined to agree. 98 Austin.
See, I chose, and I've said this before, we keep overlooking Lou Thez, who I think was 1950. He had a lot of, wins. I know he was the most dominant wrestler of the 50s. Buddy Rogers, of course, was one of the most dominant of the 60s, so we can't overlook, Buddy Rogers. Can't do that. But I'm going to say a name, and I've put this out on Facebook. A lot of people are like, what? 2002 Kurt Angle, hell of a year. 2002 Kurt Angle was very dominant. It has to be the 99 Dudleys. Here's why. During 1999, the Dudleys ran through every tag team ECW had, and at that time, of course, there were tag teams that were coming in and out of ECW that weren't usually on an ECW pay-per-view. So you had all these guys coming in. You had them going to Japan. You had them bringing up, because this was the heyday of ECW. This is when ultraviolence was king of wrestling. I mean, they were everywhere. The Dudleys put on some extraordinary matches, and I dare anyone to prove me wrong. There's nobody that can draw the heat of Bubba Ray. Bubba Ray in 1999 had people jumping out of the rafters, coming out of the stands from the second and third balcony just to fight them, jumping over guardrails. I mean, they just destroyed everybody. It was just a dominant year in general for a tag team. And for a tag team to have such a dominant year and bring back tag team wrestling, this is before they went to WWE. 99, they were kings of ECW. They were kings of independent wrestling. They destroyed everybody. They went to Mexico. They went to Japan. They probably went to Canada. I'm sure they did with ECW. And they went and kicked ass. They had great matches with great tag teams. They had the Eliminators. They had all these guys just coming in doing their things. And the Dudleys were just kicking ass and taking names, man. The Dudleys will go down as one of the, if not the most dominant tag teams of my generation. I'm taking nothing away from LOD, taking nothing away from the Steiners. Scott Steiner this Saturday, Pelham, Alabama, GCW. But the Dudleys were just on fire. I mean, you had them, they would put over Little Spike Dudley. Little Spike Dudley, LSD, they would chant it. I said this last night, and I will say it again. Hardcore Heaven 99, my favorite pay-per-view. They, being the Dudleys, beat up every person, every tag team that Joe Gertner. I mean, they were beating up baby faces. They were beating up heels. It was just something of an art form. Eddie, do you remember the Dudleys of '99?
Oh God, yes. I mean, think
Bubba
about
Ray, big Bubba Ray on top of that.
Yeah, because when he had started, when ECW really started to push, he started to drop a little bit of weight. And I do mean a little bit of weight. Because remember, when the buyout occurred for ECW from World Wrestling Federation and Vince McMahon, I think it was like $185,000. Must have been nice. Get that much for so little. Thank you, Paul Heyman, for cooking the books. But the way things... Look, it's been common knowledge for years. Paul Heyman is a genius in creative. But he was never that great with the books. And that's what everybody else says, not me. But, look, the Dudleys during that run were an incredible team, family, faction, group, not a stable. Although they could have probably drawn flies if they wanted to. They drew enough heat to draw flies, that's all I can say.
That's funny. Nobody gets that joke unless you're in the business. Everybody in the business is like, ah! Everybody else is like, what? I don't get that.
The Dudley, I'll put it in one that everybody can understand. The Dudleys were money.
Bam. There you go.
And here's the thing. Let me go back to 82. I was mentioning 82 Bob Backlund. There was something that was really sticking out in my mind about that year, and I finally remembered what it was. That was the year of the cage match that Jimmy Snuka came off the cage, and everybody went, oh my God! So that was 82. Backlund was a phenomenal year for him. Now, remember, Backlund has the second longest title run in that company's history. He's behind Bruno and in front of Hogan. But he's the one that nobody seems to talk about that much. He was the howdy-doody looking, he was apple pie, all of the above. He wasn't gold on a microphone during that era because Vince Sr. wanted someone subdued, laid back, because remember, they were coming out of the superstar Billy Graham era. They wanted the antithesis of Graham on the mic. Backlund was humble, 2-time AAU champion. Arnold Skoland as his manager, who was never a big talker on the mic. They approached it from a very athletic and business standpoint, not a showbiz standpoint. Note, remember, that's when you had the transitional champion in 84 of the Iron Sheik 1 month, and then Hulkamania, once again, the antithesis of Backlund. So, for all intent and purposes, I'm going to give everybody something to think about. Here's your homework for the week. Go back and do some genuine research on Bob Backlund. Because for Vince Sr. to keep that belt on him for as long as he did something right. Plain and simple. And remember, they do bring him back every once in a while. And there's more than just the obligatory, hey, you're here type cheer. As more people find out who he is and what he was to this business, drink. Ciroc or Stoli?
That's right. No, it's Ciroc tonight.
Okay. As more people found out and have found out who Backlund is and represented for this industry, for the sport of pro wrestling, you knew I'd say it eventually. He gets a louder pop from that crowd because they have taken the time to become a little bit more educated. It's not just a case of, okay, he's a former champion under Dad when it was a small company. And no, he carried that damn company on his shoulders. And the man still does cardio like you wouldn't believe. Remember, but once again, the Dudleys. That's why it's like the one point for me that I was just ready to punch the television was the night that the Dudleys made the appearance and interrupted The Rock, and The Rock is going, who the hell are you? And Bubba started to go, I'm Bubba, doesn't matter who you are. It's like, God, leave it to front office of WWF to really just crap on one of the best teams out there at the time. And that's what the Dudleys were. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, the Dudley Boys are one of the best teams of all time, period. I dare anybody to argue with me on that.
And you know, the great thing about it is that they actually, the beginning of the year, they were in ECW. By the end of the year, they were in the WWE. They actually made their debut on SmackDown in '99.
You are breaking up big time.
Can you hear me?
You're stuttering.
Yes, can you hear me?
It's still the same thing. I'm not sure what it is with the signal.
Something stupid. The Dudley Boys actually entered the WWE in '99.
Yeah.
So I mean, on top of everything else, just add that to their year of '99.
Now you're back. Stay where you are, right there.
I said they're actually back because of '99. By the end of '99, they were actually in the WWE or WWF, whatever. So,
see, this is something I've got to ask you, and I want a straight answer on this one. Considering the fact that the buyout of WCW occurred when it did, and the WCW tag team titles were placed around the waist of the Dudleys, can that genuinely be counted as a WCW World Tag Team Championship run?
I don't know. Tell me how many times did they hand the title over to Randy Orton? How many times did they hand the title over to Triple H? Right?
Well, that's a difference. Okay, the world title I can see in that perspective, but the WWE title is its own entity in the World Wrestling Entertainment business, in that company. So, when the brand split was put in play,
yeah,
I could see it in that regard. But at that point, the brand split had not been put into place, if my notes are correct. I may be wrong. I may be right. Take your pick. When the brand split was put in play and the World Tag Team titles went over to the Blue brand and started going back and forth. Let's see. No, because remember, you had one set of tag team champions at one point in time. They never really incorporated a second team. You had the WWE title and the world title. You had the U.S. title, the Intercontinental title. You had one set of tag champions, and you had the Divas champion. Well, you had the Divas and the women's that eventually became the Divas. You know where I'm going with that?
You're saying that should have had them 3-time World Tag Team Championships or Tag Team Champions.
Do me a favor, Wick, hang with me. Folks, give me 30 seconds. We're going to try to reset Wick's web connection. We're going to be back on TBD. Bear with us 1 second.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text.
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. So many comments on my comment.
Hey, guys, check out my new video game.
Mom, what?
Huh?
What'd you say?
This weekend, unplug. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
GCW Pro Wrestling comes to the Pelham Civic Complex in Pelham, Alabama, Saturday, March 1st for March Mayhem WrestleFest 2014. Already signed to appear, former WWE, now TNA star MVP, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. Ladies Championship on the line as Amber O'Neal challenges the Island Girl Tracy Taylor. 8 big matches in all. Bell time set for 7:30 p.m. Tickets start at $15 and are available through Ticketmaster. Be sure to check out GCWPro.com, and we'll see you on March 1st for Global Championship Wrestling. And I think we got him this time. Pick up where you left off, Wick.
The Dudley Boys are the 23-time tag team champions of all time. 23-time world tag team champions. 23-time world tag team champions. So you're going to take away their one WCW reign because it was handed to them? 22-time tag team. They've held every major tag team championship ever. Ever.
I'm not saying it was handed to them.
Sound like you said it was handed to him.
No.
Let me go back and check the replay on that. Tony Reale, where are you?
Okay. What I meant to say and infer by that was it wasn't genuinely WCW at the time.
Exactly.
It was after the buyout.
Yep.
You can count it as a WWE World Tag Team Championship if you want to. You can still count it as a WCW Tag Team title because that's the name that was on the belt under the Alliance run. So you can have it either way. You count the fact that it is a tag team championship. But do you really count it as the WCW World Tag Team Championship because WCW was then publicly owned and under the umbrella of WWE?
It's all semantics. You know this good and well. You know when you look at The Rock stuff, The Rock is a WCW champion, and the same thing happened to him. I mean, yes, it was under the brand, but it was still considered the WCW tag team titles, so I would say yes. Even if it wasn't the Dudleys, I would still say yes. But, I mean, if you're talking about a purest form, of course it's not. But, I mean, when was the last time you talked about the purest form of wrestling? We're not talking about William Regal here. And evidently my daughter agrees as well. Because she's in here talking on the phone saying something about Dudleys. I don't know.
We'll tell you what, chat room, you're out there beyondringside.com, and for everybody listening on Ustream this evening, Ustream.tv, and also the Ustream app, come on over, beyondringside.com. We'd love to have your input this evening, wouldn't we, Wick?
Yes, I've also heard, I've got one through Twitter, 1990 Sting. I think we have to legally call him Stinger. Not Johnny, but...
Trying to remember what all he did that year.
That was the year that he fought Ravishing Rick Rude. Muda come over that year. Brian Pillman and him wrestled one of their only times. That's all I remember from 90 from him. But, I mean, Vader was that year. I think Cactus Jack, he had a run with Jack for a little bit. But also I know that was the year that Jack and Vader wrestled. That was their little feud year as well.
Okay, other than 8 years ago, for obvious reasons... What's been okay? If instead of one person having their best year, what was one of your favorite years in pro wrestling? Period. Or would you need a week to go back and look?
Well, I don't know, because Bishop and I kind of talked about this, and I think it had to be 98 because, the NWO was strong, Stone Cold, The Rock was hot, the Dudleys had just, really, because they formed in 97, even though there was a faction, Bubba Ray and Devon formed in 97, their little tag team, and I think it had to be 98 because of all the things that was going on in WCW. Goldberg was starting to pick up, just crazy stuff was going on in the year of 98, so luckily I had this conversation with Bishop about 3 or 4 hours ago, so I'm going to have to say 98. Hell of a year for wrestling in general, and everything that's predicated in wrestling started in 98, not 97, but 98. Go back and look at it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll need a week to go back and look because the number of different organizations that I have followed over the years. Because when I lived in Atlanta, Georgia from 89 to 91, don't say it, I was able to, on Saturday nights, because of Channel 69 over there, I guess it's numbered like that for a reason, catch 6 hours. Everything from World Wrestling Federation to the NWA, WCW, to World Class, to, so many different companies were airing, and they would rotate shows on a Saturday night on WVUE. And it's like, there was just so much, and we talked off air. There is so much that I have forgotten. And I'll remember little things every once in a while from different eras, different years, different companies. And it's like in this day and age right now, especially with the web, you've got Monday, Thursday, Friday, then you've got Ring of Honor. And then for me, I watch everything from Championship Wrestling, Championship International Wrestling, CIW. It's formerly an NWA promotion. I watch Smoky Mountains product. I watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I watch Ring Warriors TV. I watch NXT when it's available. And I'm going to consider getting the package from WWE just so I can actually watch NXT on a regular basis. So you can see how much I've successfully remembered and successfully forgotten over the years. That's the easy way to say it.
Well, with the memory I have, from remember all affects memory. With all that being said, it's just really just some years and certain things I pick up on, and then it snowballs into, oh yeah, by the way. I'm talking about snowball. No, nobody's gonna spit their cum in my mouth.
Dope.
To be determined. Yeah.
I know, but I still get to do the Homer Simpson bit.
No, but it would have taken me probably 4 or 5 hours to think about that question had I not just Bishop actually not just mentioned that earlier in the night. Wrestling, what we know as wrestling, of course, is not what 20 years ago was considered wrestling and what was considered wrestling 20 years before that.
Oh, God, no.
But the evolution of it all started with that year of Stone Cold. I'm not going to get the WWE Network, probably. People are still having problems out of it. But I do see people on Twitter going crazy. Specifically going to certain pay-per-views and looking at them. Daryl B. from England actually watched Hardcore Heaven 99 and was talking to me about it. There's certain things that are good about it. We talked about this last night. There's a lot of pay-per-views where they couldn't clear people's appearances, their likenesses, for different reasons. And also the songs they used. Some of the songs can't be licensed because the license have run out on them. WWE as a whole is doing what they can to make sure to get as much of the footage that they own out there.
Right.
But all this is just a way for them to get that monthly boom. What about DirecTV? What about Dish Network? What if everybody drops them in? The only way you can watch, well, I don't think NBC would do that or Universal TV would do that, but what if the only way you could watch would be through the WWE Network? That's a monopoly.
Not necessarily monopoly, because you've got Ring of Honor on terrestrial television. You've got them through Sinclair.
But it'd be a monopoly in WWE.
True, it would. But see, it's kind of like watching Netflix. You have to go to Netflix to watch what they have. And it's kind of like, you don't have crossover on networks. NBC is not going to show what CBS is running unless it's in syndication and they bought the rights to it. But still, that's more local channels and broadcast clusters doing that. WWE can take their product whichever direction they want to go. It's not necessarily monopoly. It's the right of exclusivity. And in this day and age, if WWE takes their product and ends up specifically and totally on their network, you will see a scramble by Stamford, Connecticut to get a deal cut with Direct, with Dish, and with major cable providers to get a pay-per-view channel up on their services. And here's the sad part about this. Well, no, it's not sad. I don't know why I said it like that. Dish TV blames WWE for not being flexible in their pricing schedule due to the factor of the new network. Dish is putting it off on WWE like they're going up on their price and making it non-feasible to carry. That is the worst thing, if it is true. If it is true, that is the worst thing that WWE can do right now. Because remember, let's run statistics here, and I'm not going to pull exact numbers out of my yang. I am going to say, there you go.
What about your yin?
Leave my yin out of that and quit trying to pull it.
Yin to the yang.
There you go. Forward to the aft, start of the burst. And start of the burst? Hello. God. There is a majority in the lower 48 of the U.S., the majority of residents do not have high-speed internet. There is a huge number that still does not have high-definition televisions. They've not made the transfer over. So WWE, with that network, is hurting themselves with a huge amount of people in the country that are fans of their product. If they did jack up the price to Dish and Direct, and Dish decided to drop them for that reason, there are people that have satellite TV that don't have high-speed internet. Remember the times in which we live right now. Our financial stability in America financially is a screwed up concept, and a lot of people even more people today are living hand to mouth. They're living week to week. The stability is not there for people to go out and spend. They may not have that extra $10 a month for the network, and if they do, they may not have the money for high-speed internet. So it's a very trying time. I think they pick a very weird time right now to really launch the network, but I know why they did it. They needed to have it up and going by 30. But is it worth the price that they may end up paying to get the network up and going? See what I mean?
I understand exactly. And there's a very famous song that kind of reminds me of that, and I think Stanford should blare it just as loud as they could. It goes a little something like this. If you want to leave, take good care. Hope you got a lot of nice things to wear. They don't care. They know they have a product that there is a demand for. Yeah. Supply and demand. They're going to supply it because, damn it, motherfuckers are going to demand it.
Did you see the post? Go ahead.
What? No, go ahead, sir.
No. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and they know this, and they're smart about it, but the reason why that I feel they've been working on this for 2 years now, correct?
Yeah. At least.
Mabo told us last night the date that, it's, but for 2 years, they should have already had something dished out with Dish Network and DirecTV in 2 years.
Well, of course.
And you were saying, sir?
Now, here's the thing. And do you see my page every once in a while on Facebook, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you see the post that I made Sunday night with the comment that was made by the person over on Lords of Pain?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay.
Well, retailer rate, please, sir.
Well, actually, you got 90 before the top. If you want to go ahead and take it now, we will.
Oh, yeah, we'll go ahead and take that. And we're actually going to get Eddie's quote because I want to hear this. I'm not a fan of Lords of Pain, so they can kiss my ass. Ruining my surprise and murder one being the newest member of the Merchant of Death. Fuck you, Lords of Pain. And MVP will be there. MVP, Saturday, Pelham, Alabama. Scott Steiner, Luke Gallows. But fuck them. Come see me and Unlucky Charms. How about that?
Come see Wick and Nemesis.
Well, everybody's going to come. Eddie, we all know this. I know we're about to go to the break. This is the To Be Determined show live beyond Ringside Radio Network. About to take our first break of the evening. We'll say this. Everybody's going to come see MVP because, oh, my God, MVP's not going to show up. When he shows up, yeah. But guess who you're all going to be talking about when you leave? Me and the Unlucky Charms. Yay. And Eddie because I'm embarrassed the shit out of it. It's going to be great. When we come back, Eddie's going to pick up with his exact quote. Right here. Beyond Ringside Radio Network's on the To Be Determined show.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text.
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. So many comments on my comment.
Hey guys, check out my new video game.
Mom, what?
Huh?
What'd you say?
This weekend, unplug. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
GCW Pro Wrestling comes to the Pelham Civic Complex in Pelham, Alabama, Saturday, March 1st for March Mayhem WrestleFest 2014. Already signed to appear, former WWE, now TNA star MVP, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. Ladies Championship on the line as Amber O'Neal challenges the Island Girl Tracy Taylor. 8 big matches in all. Bell time set for 7:30 p.m. Tickets start at $15 and are available through Ticketmaster. Be sure to check out GCWPro.com, and we'll see you on March 1st for Global Championship Wrestling.
Journey.
Don't stop believing. On to that freedom, yeah.
Steve Miller Band.
I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight
The top Bay Area bands of all time.
Someday, love will find you.
Special guest, Tower of Power.
Cause I can never make.
The Sounds of San Francisco. May 27th, Oak Mountain Amphitheater. Journey. Steve Miller Band. Special guest, Tower of Power. On tour together. Reserve seat tickets are on sale now. Buy tickets at livenation.com or charge by phone at 800-745-3000. Visit journeymusic.com and stevemillerband.com for more. Journey and Steve Miller Band. Buy tickets at livenation.com.
You and your family are connected by routine, and you stick to it. But what if a disaster strikes without warning? What if your day's routine is disrupted and you can't reach your family? Have you planned for that? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, be ready. Get a kit. Make a plan. Be informed. Learn how at www.ready.gov. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Ad Council.
This is the sound of a flat-screen television hurled off a building. Now the new bike your kid wants. These are the things you could have, all cast into oblivion. Because when you throw away money on wasted electricity, you throw away everything you could have bought with it. Use Energy Star light bulbs and appliances, and you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Let me try.
Okay, just remember what I showed you.
Yep, there was a bunny who had one big ear and another big ear. They looped-a-looped, made a bow, and the bunny hopped away. I did it!
Oh, good job, kiddo. Now let's tie your other shoe.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 1-877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck for Dave 2037 so he can buy anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman. What are you getting Steve 2037?
Steve 2037 will be just fine.
Well, okay, but don't expect to borrow my anti-gravity boots.
Save something for the future. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
All bad things must come to an end. The world's most notorious rock band is saying goodbye forever. Dodge presents Motley Crue, the final tour, with very special guest Alice Cooper. Friday, August 15th, Oak Mountain Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now. Motley Crue, the final tour. For more info and tour dates, visit motley.com.
This year, firefighters will battle thousands of wildfires around the country in hopes of containing them. But a single ember that escapes can travel more than 1 mile, where it can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where the ember will land, only what happens when it does. Prepare, protect, prevail. Get fire adapted. Learn simple steps you could take now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
And for all the dirt sheets out there that want to talk their little junk, MVP and Steiner will be there, as will Gallows. Thankfully, no Paulie, because we don't want him kneeing any comedians in the nuts.
You realize you give him more press than anybody.
Yeah, I know that, because I want to beat his fucking face in again. That's why. I'm hoping he'll try to call my quote unquote bluff, and he'll like show up at GCW. I can beat his fucking face in, and all our listeners will be able to be like, Wick told us. I'll say it again, Paulie, you're a little fucking bitch, and your kid have Down syndrome. All of them.
Oh, dude, no, not the kids. Just keep it to him. Come on.
His kids are like 20, Eddie.
Okay, that works.
I'm not talking about little fucking kids. His kids are fucking kids. They're just... One of them is retarded. One of them really is Downsy. The other one is like some, like, jacked up kid that... Oh, my... I wish he'd have been MCW with us, man. It was so funny. He saw me. I had been fighting with Nemesis. Me and Nemesis literally almost got in a fist fight outside. I go inside. Nemesis is staring at me. I'm staring at him back. I'm like, I got a bigger dick than you. And he goes over there, and he takes his shirt off, and his son takes his shirt off for him. He starts walking around backstage around MCW. Fucking catches a cold. By the end of the night, he's coughing. He sounds like I did last Wednesday when I lost my voice live on air.
Real quick, Daryl B over in the chat room made the comment. Even though he said he's a little bit late, he wants to bring up Bret Hart 1992. So
somebody else said that. Somebody else said Bret Hart 92. Bret Hart 92 is a hell of a year. I think you'd say Bret Hart 92 or 93.
Yeah, he
had two of the most dominant years. Because think about it, Bret Hart didn't have that much charisma. He's very just. He had that. We should not speak of like. Monotone, I'm the best there is, the best there is, the best there ever will be. But his fucking in-ring work just trumped everything. There's some people that their charisma just overpowers them. Like I've always said, this DDP, not that good of a wrestler, pretty good. Great manager. Hell of a color commentary. But his charisma just oozed, I guarantee Santino Marella has better in-ring work than Diamond Dallas Page does.
True.
But DDP's fucking charisma just come through, just oozed out. Yes, Bret Hart 92 or 93, I completely agree with as being great years. I mean, just off the wall years, championship matches, doing this for the F at the time.
Yeah,
doing it for the F. I mean, you knock it out of the park. 92, 93 Bret, 95 Shawn Michaels, 2002 Kurt Angle, 99 Dudley's. 98 Stone Cold. I mean, there's some hell of a years. Okay, Eddie, have you actually been able to wrinkle in a year yet?
I'm still sticking with 82 Backlund.
82 Backlund.
Yeah.
82 Backlund. Well, you were like, well, So I was like, okay, maybe he has another one. 82 Backlund's a hell of a year. 90 Stinger. Is there anybody else in the chat room that is listening? I'm going to go through and check my Facebook really quick.
Okay.
To see.
Well, tell you, while you're looking at Facebook, let me run this. I do read Lords of Pain, but one of the reasons why I love reading Lords of Pain and similar sites, comments that are made by fans, comments that people take the time to write. Now, I don't pay attention when somebody goes, this blows, or this sucks, or this effing blows, or this is effing horrible, or da-da-da-da-da, little stuff like that. When someone can come out and make a comment that is well written, as in the proper utilization of capital letters and punctuation, it gets my attention. This person, the poster's name was AJ Star 2, or the AJ Star 2. The quote is from this person, very simple, and this is what hit me, so I'm going to run his quote. I haven't watched a single minute of WWE TV since Batista won the Rumble. That was Paul Levesque's final shovel for me after watching that company for over 20 years. Nice to know he was booed out of the building and couldn't even breathe doing 2 moves. I'm assuming for once Dave didn't botch his finisher. Not even Hulk Hogan is going to save Raw tomorrow. So this, of course, is after the Chamber. The fans ought to do the smart thing and just stop reacting. Do not cheer, do not boo, just sit there and show the WWE that their booking isn't even worth a reaction. Stop tuning into Raw. Do not sign up for the network. Stop feeding their trollish booking until they smarten up. But I know I will stand alone in that. Too many people will complain and no one will actually take a stand and do something. If you would all just stop giving them ratings and money, they would change things up. But the ratings stay steady. The tickets still sell no matter how bad of a job they do, because you just can't walk away. I'm a lifer to the business, and I can't stand having my intelligence insulted this badly by the WWE anymore. It wasn't embarrassing to call myself a wrestling fan when a man paraded around as Mantar. It wasn't embarrassing. It wasn't embarrassing when Japanese men held another man's penis on a chopping block to get it sliced off. Nope.
Poor Val.
Them purposefully booking everything to spite what the fans want. That is embarrassing. And what's even more embarrassing is everyone continues to watch it and fork over money while moaning about it the entire time. End quote. That one got my attention because he's right. He's right. Because of the fact that people will sit back, well, I'm just looking and tired what they're doing over there. They're not treating Daniel Bryan right. They put the belt back on Randy. They put man, I'm going to watch. Man, what's happening with Roman tonight? I'm going to watch. I'm going on DVR. I'm not going to erase it yet. Why did that voice sound familiar? I really can't remember what that pattern was. Should have done it as Grandpa Simpson. Where's Hulk Hogan? He's probably still hung. Okay. You know how it goes. But seriously, that means so much. That makes so much perfect sense, does it not, Wick?
Yeah, of course.
People need to understand. Here's the reality check. WWE puts out the product that they want to put out, what their creative team puts out, just like what TNA does, just like what Ring of Honor does, just like what 99% of the wrestling promotions do in the world. They put out what they think is entertaining and what they think will entertain you. I agree. Don't cheer if you don't like it. Don't boo if you don't like it. Yes, you've spent your money. You're sitting in their chair. Don't show a reaction. That will get their attention faster than anything, because the convoluted logic and the mentality of pro wrestling is you're expending the energy and making the effort to show a reaction. We got you. Correct or not correct, Wick?
Well, you know, most people have that mentality. Once they have your money, that's it. They don't care. But you have to hold an attention. Okay. You have 2 different mind frames, and you know this. You have the people that really want to keep your attention, as like the Unlucky Charms, 5-Star Fight Club, a few of these teams, a few of the individuals, the Spiral. They want to keep your attention over a prolonged period of time. There's some people out there that, with their in-ring work and as a company as a whole, they only want right now. They don't care if you ever see them again. You see them right now, and that's it. You're talking about people not buying the network, people not doing this, and they will change. I don't think they'll ever change, because you just said it right after that. They're going to give you what they think you want.
Yeah.
No matter what, man, we wanted so long for shit to go on. Everybody wanted Edge and Christian to get back together. Never happened. They do stuff just to spite you. You know that, I know that.
Yep.
That's just what they do. Oh, well, everybody knew Batista was coming back, so we're just going to do this. No! Who gives a shit that the fucking stadium put his name out as one of the people going to be there? Fuck it. Be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're a fucking mega company. Deny that shit. Who gives a shit? And when it happens, like, oh, well, we knew. Yeah, but you got your fucking reaction, and we didn't squander it. They'll squander a huge, huge angle just to spite the fans. Just to be like, well, since you guys find out. Motherfucker, y'all are the ones that exposed the business. I'm not going to buy the network. I don't agree with the network. Fuck the network.
Fight the power, kill Whitey.
These guys want to do this. Attica. But there's so many people that I can hear enough about it. No offense to anybody that's bought the network. Good for you. Some people have that. I've said this before, and people don't understand. I get my head so far in my own ass when it comes to wrestling and the shit that goes on with the Lucky Charms, with the Merchants of Death, with Tasha Simone, that I don't have time to watch Raw. I don't have time to watch SmackDown, main event, all this stuff. I've got my own little world I live in. Occasionally I'll hear something about somebody. I'm glad that Corey Hollis is doing Country Jack. Great for him. I'm glad that he has the Country Jack juggernaut in Luke Gallows. That's fantastic. But you know what's even better? My little brother Corey Hollis is wrestling Spiral in Pelham Saturday. You know why I know that? Because it's something that relates to my world. People are like, oh, well, such and such said something that you said I don't know. Let them, because everything that I come up with is on my own. Eddie, you know this.
Yeah, dude. Daryl, I'm going to kick your ass for deleting that comment out of the chat room, dude.
What'd he say? Get him, Eddie, get him.
No, he added Jushin Thunder Liger in the late 80s, but he also put in a comment in there, Wick 2013 for beating Paul Lee's ass, and it's no longer in the chat room, damn it.
Actually, the ass whooping took place in December 2012.
2012, yeah. But it was in there, and all of a sudden it disappeared. It's like, damn it, put it back. Put it back.
Man, I wish you guys would have been there for that, man. That was... This motherfucker come at me. He stared at me and Doom the entire time we were backstage.
I missed it for like 30 seconds.
Dude, we were at the Northern Tavern. You know this. We were in the room next to the tavern.
Yeah.
Everybody's taking down the ring. Everybody's taking the ring up. I'm standing over there, and he's like, hey, we need to talk. I look at Doom, look over at Chris, and walk outside. Eddie, you know there were a bunch of fans there. There were fans lined up to get autographs for us. He comes over and starts talking his stupid shit. Blah, 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 blah. I tell him I don't want to fight in front of the kids. You know, there's too many kids outside. Let's go inside. We go inside like a dumbass, take my jacket off, cross my arms. He comes in, swings. He tells everybody to this day that I swung on him first. I said, dude, if I'd have swung on you first, I'd uppercutted your bitch ass and knocked your ass out with one punch. And then I would have fucking stole every dime you had on you.
Nah, you'd have taken his lunch money and that's it.
But I'd have taken every dime and I'd have given him a wedgie. I didn't say I would have gave it back to him.
Sure.
Well, like I said, I whipped his ass, made him bleed. He tried to tell everybody that he made himself bleed. Did all this shit, fucking had enough. I fucking told him, you fucked up my hair, bitch. I'm going to kick your ass again, which made everybody laugh, which embarrassed him even more, which I loved. And then the fact I got to tell, hey, Luke, Mark don't belong in the business, and pointed to his bitch ass. Told him he shouldn't fucking be in the business. How does it feel? Screamed out, how does it feel to get your ass beat by a manager? And he didn't have any fucking thing because he's bleeding all over the goddamn place. He left.
Wait a minute.
He drove an hour down the road, Eddie. Figured out that he'd left his credit card and didn't close down his tab, and his bitch ass had to drive back with blood all over his face. I can't stand stupid bitches. They tend to stray. They ride my bone.
Ludacris was going through my mind. Paul Lee, bitch.
That's Devin the dude. That's Devin the dude. I was just singing about.
Yeah, I know, but no. I was going, Paul Lee, get out the way.
Oh, dude, he was such a loser. And then the fact that he's trying to capitalize on him kneeing that comedian in the nuts. I had people that don't watch wrestling were like, did you think that comedian that got in a fight with a wrestler? I'm like, no, the wrestler come up and kneed him in the nuts like a douchebag, and he took it. I was like, he does not represent every wrestler. He represents one person.
I thought the comedian no-sold it. I've still not watched the video.
He did. He no-sold it because it was a weak-ass
knee. It was a Kevin Nash knee, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, that little rising knee.
Yeah.
What I call it. Yes. Yeah, all it was bamboozled. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've been hoodwinked, bamboozled. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. I like the word bamboozled. It's a hell of a word.
No wonder I have a headache after all these years. By the way,
I'm just crazy after all these years, so it don't matter.
Paul Simon.
Yes, sir. Bam! It was quick. See, like that. We're old. I'm old, Greg.
No, because one of my favorite songs of all time was "You Can Call Me Al."
Chevy Chase.
You got it, brother.
Wait, are we just Harold Ramis dying? How terrible that was. That was sad.
Yeah, a friend of mine sent me a couple of the graphics with Egon and Slimer walking off into the sunset with the nuclear pack just laying there, and it's like, there are people in this world where when they disappear, and once again, look at the people that have left us starting December of 2012. We are losing stars, superstars, celebrities, icons, yes, all over again. It's 2012 all over again, dude.
I'm just going to say Philip Seymour Hoffman was a terrible loss. I love Philip. But Harold Ramis dying, I have 25 of his movies that he's associated with. 25 of his movies. I'm talking about Stripes, Groundhog Day, Ghostbusters 1, 2.
Yeah.
All of that. Caddyshack, all of that he had a part of. Animal House, everything. I have all of these comedies that he was a part of. He's such an integral part of anybody that grew up in the 80s. He was just that guy, And I have not seen the still of him and Slimer walking off, and that's terrible. Do not show me that.
Oh, it's poignant. I loved it. Look, one of my favorite ones is when, and you know me, I'm an old cartoon freak. Mm-hmm. And I am a huge fan of the work that Mel Blanc did with the Looney Tunes and a number of different cartoons of that era.
I used to have that cell.
So you know the one I'm talking about, Speechless?
Yes. It has a spotlight on an empty microphone,
yes,
and it has all the Looney Tunes that he did off the side with their head hung.
With their heads
If you
bowed,
look at that, Tweety's crying.
Yes.
Tweety has a tear. I always like that because like everybody else is like kind of sad or whatever, but Tweety, the smallest one on there, has a tear. I had that, and this douchebag named Charles Godby, you fucking piece of shit, fucking took that, and my favorite artwork of all time, the Fallen Heroes at the Vietnam War Memorial.
Yeah.
You see a guy with his hand up, touching it, and you see like all the people that had fallen, put their hands up like his comrades. I had that in charcoal. Oh. I had a guy do it in charcoal. Yes. And he fucking had that picture of mine too, fucking asshole. Oh yeah, I know exactly the one you're talking about. I love that. That is Mel Blanc was awesome. To me, now that I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people go, "What the fuck?" There's one person in wrestling that if you're like, man, somebody that just his hand is just kind of spread out through everybody that you really don't realize.
Right.
One person, Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker.
True.
Look at everybody that he's helped train. Goldberg and Diamond Dallas Page right off the top. Right off the top, two guys that made a lot of money in this business. Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker's hands were right there, involved in it. He did so much for so many guys, and such a great guy. Such a great guy. I got to talk to him for a few minutes at the Armstrong funeral. Excuse me, I'm about to burp. Oh, excuse me, burp level there. And I stand out. Even with the mohawk down, I stand out. So he remembered me, and the Armstrong's always been really good to me. I think it's mainly because I'm associated with Damon, but Brad's funeral was just terrible. Just terrible. It's a terrible wake. Everything was just sad. But Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker has not changed. He's still, yes, sir! Like, you could hear him across the thing just talking to everybody. He comes up to me, and he always has this thing when he shakes your hand, he has to grab your arm and squeeze.
Yeah.
He's that guy. Shake your hand and squeeze your arm. I always tell him, I was like, you're trying to, like, fill me up to see if I've got any bigger? What the hell are you doing? But, yeah, I've always said that Mel Blanc is like, Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker was the Mel Blanc of professional wrestling because it was so, he just had his hand in so many people. You look at Dean Malenko, you look at these guys. I mean, even though Malenko's dad was Boris, and, start him out, he will tell you, these guys from WCW will tell you, Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker did not play. Brian Pillman always talked in high reverence to Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker. Brian Pillman. That's a good guy. He had some good years.
Therein lies a question. I on my personal Facebook page, I mean, not Facebook, personal YouTube. I don't know if you saw it or not. Yesterday morning, I'm driving up the road and I'm just get the urge, and it's, Fast Eddie Layne, my side of the coin, in the driver's seat. And I just asked one simple question. How do you want to be remembered? Now, in a wrestling sense, I'm not going to ask about personal. I'm going to ask about wrestling. When you leave professional wrestling, how do you want to be remembered?
As a god. That's why I got in this business. I want to be in the... What? Laugh all you want, man. When I was growing up, I saw, you heard about Mercury. Heard about Zeus, Athena. These gods and goddesses, they were like they were the ones that Homer and these people sang about. Aristotle, all these people talked about the Greek gods and the Roman mythology and the Egyptian mythology, and I was like, oh my God, these people were considered gods. Were they angels? Were they light? Were they aliens? But that at the time, now I think it's all real. But at the time, as a kid, you're like, well, it's all fake. That's all something somebody wrote up, come up with their mind. But motherfucker, let me tell you something. Jimmy Superfly Snuka was real. Bobby the Brain Heenan, Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Ric Flair, Harley Race, Dusty Rhodes,
Rick Steamboat, Randy Savage.
Exactly. They were all real. I could fucking turn on my TV and see them as a kid. And they were like gods. And I used to wonder, just like, oh my God, they look so big. Not knowing that that's why the ring is raised and you're lower. So you can have this where you have to look up at them. I wanted to be a god, plain and simple. I didn't want to be a legend. I didn't want to be a superstar. I didn't want to be a wrestler. I wanted to be considered a god. I wanted to be one of those people that look back and they're like, holy shit, that was something special. I want and my kids, my biggest legacy would be my kids, obviously. But in wrestling, I wanted to be considered a god. I wanted to be considered, I always say the gods of the Americans are comic books. But professional wrestling is damn near the closest thing to gods and immortals that we have besides comics. The comics you read, well, as a kid, now they got all these great comic book movies. Like, holy shit, the Avengers! Look at Iron Man and Captain America standing side by side. That didn't happen when I was a kid. You had Captain America in a big blue suit, like America,
Yeah.
I know you remember that.
Oh yeah.
But Hogan was there. He was ripping his shirt off, Andre the Giant was there. Bobby Heenan was there. I always wanted to be the next Bobby Heenan until I got in the business and realized, you know what? I want to be the first Wick in Nemesis.
There you go.
Next Bobby Heenan. But it's all in perception. It's all what people believe in you. Because when you start to become the person you believe you are, then you know it's true. What about you, Andy? Let's flip this my side of the coin on your ass.
In the world of pro wrestling, I would never be shallow and egocentric enough to parallel myself with that of someone like Casey Kasem. But personality-wise, and for my work ethic, because I don't stop working. There may not be a show this week, but I'm going to keep doing what I do best, and that's trying to get the word out and trying to, constantly do the best I can. And me on show week. Here we go. Eddie's balls to the wall again, and he's freaking out, stressing out, and getting pissed up one side and down the other. Stuff's not working out. But logistically speaking, if I could be put on that same parallel, because Casey Kasem to me was a hero and an idol. He's more of a hero because of his work ethic. When he wasn't doing a morning show or an afternoon show, he was working on the Top 40 Countdown. He was doing his research. He goes in, cuts the show, gets it sent out to all the markets. He's responsible for post-production. And I would like to be remembered in that same style. Because, okay, look, I don't have Pavarotti for a voice. But I've got a delivery that I've had more people come up to me over the last 2 weeks and go, I love the commercial you cut for on March 1st.
Which I actually heard on ESPN tonight, by the way.
And for people who don't watch wrestling or do watch wrestling and didn't know that commercial was there until recently, or just the people who stumbled across it and recognized my voice. I've been getting Facebook, Twitter messages, private messages, and text messages and emails. It's like, dude, heard your voice the other night. Love the commercial. We'll see you March 1st. It's like, I'm humbled. But if I could be known for anywhere close to that as at the same level as Casey Kasem because of my work ethic, I would consider my life to be time well spent. I would be Fast Eddie Layne long after I'm gone. And sometimes I feel like Bandit Darville from Smokey and the Bandit 2 is like, get out of here and like me before I... But you know how that goes. Sorry, I'm not one of the cool baby faces, okay?
You and your Smokey and the Bandit references.
Hell yeah, there's gonna.
You say cool baby face. You say cool baby face.
Yeah, I'm not one of the cool baby faces.
What are you? Have we established what you are as commissioner? Are you heel or face? I guess you're face again, right? Because you're going against us. I know we just totally broke kayfabe. Dan's going to kill us.
Never waste a heel turn. Your words. As far as it goes, yes. Okay, here's the scoop. Yes, I am what is technically classified, and God knows you know who stands beside me would like to think that she's more of a babyface than I am. However, the fact of the matter is...
Oh my God, did you do that? Oh my God.
Yes, I did. Because there is a competitive side to that individual. It's like, as I introduced this past Saturday night, she of course went straight after it, wanted to see if she could get the crowd to scream louder than I could. It's like, this isn't a competition, but I see where you're going with this. Have fun with it.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you were like, your head turned sideways.
Oh no, it was nowhere near that slow. It was like, it's like, child, you really want to play this game with me?
Oh, that's great.
And you missed it in Palmerdale a couple of months back when Micah Taylor, God love him, he had gotten confused. I guess he's taken one too many chair shots. And we're pulling the curtain back, kids. Well, let's have fun with this. He actually, he started his promo and addressed me his face, turned me heel, and addressed me his face again in the same damn promo. Actually, he left me hanging as close to a heel. And then I turned around and it's like, you know something? I could really just take this and run with it, but I'm not going to because he got a good reaction out of the crowd and I am not going to step on that.
Doesn't that suck? I hate that. I hate that, like, when the crowd goes, like, a certain way. You know, I mean, I could totally just take this and go another way. But you know if you do that, that's going to have repercussions for months to come.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that feeling. Because you know me, I want to go everything evil, just everything one way. But, you know, there's a certain point, as a heel, you have to let the babyface win an argument. Chris Jericho is the only person I've ever seen, except for whenever he was with The Rock, that even as a heel, he would win the argument.
Right.
You know, babyface always got to win the argument, no matter what. You always got to make yourself look stupid or have him get one up on you. You know how hard it is against some of these baby faces over the last 8 years to have these motherfuckers say anything that can reasonably, like, get me upset or get me where I'm like, oh, you what? Like, that's why I said when the Rock World Express is like, you know, we want a shot, you know, we'll get rematch, we want the titles. Hey, shot at the titles. What did I say? I was like, no. Right then and there, I could have walked out to the back and just left.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Dan's asshole would have went. And I'm sure your asshole would have went.
No, mine. I'd have probably been on the ground laughing.
But see, I could have totally done that. I could have totally fucked the Rock and Roll Express and fucked everybody. Everybody in the upper echelon of GCW would have been like, "Wicked, what the fuck?" And everybody would just be like, "What's going on?" But I chose as myself to go back and be like, "No, I'm just playing." Of course, we'll accept your challenge. I'm sure everybody was like, "Oh God, thank God."
No, because the funny part is, and here's the funny thing, folks, get this. For those who have not had the opportunity to catch a Wicked Nemesis promo, Wick will start out at an elevated tone to begin with and get higher and get louder. And next thing you know, he's up here doing this.
Yes.
And that's when my head explodes up on the sound stage because I'm trying to constantly get the damn levels back in place.
This is what you see. You see Eddie with his headphones on, immediately throw his headphones on and start touching buttons and turning knobs. You would think he was Flula. Hello.
You think I'm trying to save it? You think I'm trying to steer the shuttle or something?
But we're landing in Cape Canaveral. No, water landing.
Yes,
this is what I like. This is what I like to see. I like to see, you know, who and Robert always look over at you like, oh shit. Like they see you start to go crazy. What it is, I already have a booming voice. I'm one of those people. I really don't even need a microphone.
You really don't.
The microphone is for everybody at home. Everybody in the audience can hear me. Everybody knows what I'm saying. Eddie knows what I'm saying. But like this week, we had a problem with the microphone. I've tried it in 2014. I've said this because what people don't understand, there's Enoch Tessarian, and then there's the Wicked Nemesis. Enoch Tessarian never hollers. Enoch Tessarian is one of those guys that will give you a rope to hang yourself. Hang yourself. To eventually just pull on it, and you're dead. No, Wick and Nemesis will walk up to you and hand you the dynamite and say, "Bye-bye, bitch." That's Wicked. Wicked's in your face, very upfront, very, very loud, rambunctious. It's just pretty much an extension of myself. Enoch Chesarian's more of a cult leader, more of a guy that's very soothing, very relaxing. Not like a Baptist preacher. Here you go, let's pay it this way. Enoch Chesarian is more of a Lutheran, maybe a Methodist teacher. Wicked Nemesis is Southern Baptist, through and through.
Wicked Nemesis is charismatic Pentecostal.
I'm holding snakes and getting bit on my ass, and I get like I get a squinty eye from one biting me. It just comes to the point, though, and I finally had to tell this because Micah Taylor was like, "Why do you scream all the time?" I said, "That's Wicked Nemesis." He's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, I'm a schizophrenic. There's the name that was given to me, which hasn't come to the light of day in a long time. Then there's Wicked Nemesis, and then there's Enoch Chesarian." And right then and there, I think, is when he actually respected me. I think right then and there, the light flipped on.
I will never
when
forget.
You tell that, because Eddie, you know this. When you tell that to like just a wrestler, somebody that's just in the business, to be like, "Hey, I wrestle on the weekends," no, they don't understand that. But for somebody that's a worker, somebody that's been in this business long enough, if you tell them that, then they get it. The only problem was that my promos were so loud that Eddie was like having to adjust everything and going crazy. Everybody in the back's like, "Dude, it sounded awesome," and then we couldn't understand a word you were saying.
And there's two moments with Wick that I'm going to go ahead and do right now. I'm going to go ahead and bring these out. He brought up the Rock and Roll Express. That is number one that I'm going to touch on, so to speak. And the Express, microphone in hand, sitting ready. We want the rematch with y'all, but we want them for the titles. Will you give us a title match for the GCW Tag Team Championships? And Wick has the microphone and for a hot second just goes, "No." And I'm going, I actually heard that. Holy crap, what the hell's going on? I didn't have to adjust crap. I'm just kidding. Of course we'll give you. And it's like, there he is. Okay, turn the knobs.
Because that's how it is. Like Eddie literally has to be like, okay.
What happened? Because
now.
I started laughing so hard because all you did was no. It's like he didn't just do that. Come on. And then you turn around and then you're right back up to peak 166 decibels. It's like, yeah, we got to turn the mic back down. Son of a bitch. The other moment.
Well, hold on. Before we talk about turning the mics down, let's take our next break. I just realized the time. I'm sorry, I got in a little bit of rant there. We're going to take our next break of the evening. When we come back, Eddie's going to pick up, since I just interrupted him dead end, on part 2, his second point of this. Right here, the To Be Determined Show, live, Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
A very special evening with Dave Matthews Band. 2 unique sets featuring acoustic and full band performances. Dave Matthews Band live.
Oh, mercy, will we overcome this? Oh, have we come too far to turn it around?
Friday, May 23rd, 7 p.m., Oak Mountain Amphitheater. Don't miss Dave Matthews Band performing 2 sets. Tickets on sale now. Buy tickets at livenation.com or charge by phone at 800-745-3000.
Yes, I will call this.
Friday, May 23rd, 7 p.m., Oak Mountain Amphitheater. Buy tickets at livenation.com.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
GCW Pro Wrestling comes to the Pelham Civic Complex in Pelham, Alabama, Saturday, March 1st for March Mayhem WrestleFest 2014. Already signed to appear, former WWE, now TNA star MVP, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. Ladies Championship on the line as Amber O'Neal challenges the Island Girl Tracy Taylor. 8 big matches in all. Bell time set for 7:30 p.m. Tickets start at $15 and are available through Ticketmaster. Be sure to check out GCWPro.com, and we'll see you on March 1st for Global Championship Wrestling.
Welcome to Move Time Radio, presented by the Arthritis Foundation, and we're smack dab in the middle of our dance-a-thon to fight arthritis pain. Me, I've been grooving for 10 hours straight, baby, but I'm a boogie machine. See, movement is just one of the ways to help fight osteoarthritis pain. Another is weight loss. You get rid of just 1 pound. That's 4 pounds of pressure off each knee. For more information on managing pain, visit fightarthritispain.org. Then meet me on the dance floor. This message brought to you by the Arthritis Foundation and the Ad Council.
Monsters should be living under your child's bed or in the bathtub. For a child with asthma, it can seem like monsters are everywhere. Because something as innocent as a teddy bear could trigger their next asthma attack. But there are simple ways you can help, like putting stuffed animals in the freezer to kill dust mites and drying bath toys to prevent mold. Learn more at noattacks.org or call 866-NO-ATTACKS, because their next breath is in your hands. Brought to you by the EPA and the Ad Council.
The odds of becoming a signed artist and having 3 #1 albums? 1 in 100 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of this performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen. Brought to you by Autism Speaks.
And when we last left our hero and villain, they were speaking of wicked Nemesis and moments that he almost killed someone. I do believe.
Yeah.
Eddie, your thoughts?
Meanwhile, back at the Halls of Justice. Yeah, really. Thank you, Ted Baxter.
Come on, Jon Stewart. Oh, Ted Baxter.
Welcome to 11:30, bitch. Sorry, Colbert doing that to Fallon was still hilarious.
That was great, pouring all the pennies on him.
Yes, that was
11:30, bitch.
That was
just
just
$100 worth of pennies, and you could tell it was a shoot because he opened his shirt and started pouring it down. And that was great.
Poor Jimmy.
Seth Meyers bombed. Seth Meyers bombed his first night. Holy crap, that was hard to watch at certain parts.
I didn't expect that much out of it. Look, there are some things in this world where you sit back and go, this is going to be good. Because, see, Fallon's got those years of experience hosting late night. Seth Meyers doesn't have those years of experience. If nothing else, they should have fired Carson Daly and given Seth Meyers, whatever that is that Carson's hosting, because I just can't stand to watch Carson Daly. He just is bland, boring, no talent. It's just like, who did you blow to get this job? At least Seth Meyers has a modicum of talent.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's hilarious.
Now, the second moment that I was going to bring up was at a show, and I do believe this was the day after you had specialized surgery performed on you. So
when I had a vasectomy. Just go ahead and say it, because it was, for any guy's like, ooh, he just had a vasectomy. And I had another incision, an extra incision made, because my urethra was so big. So yes, I was in a lot of pain, but I still showed up.
A certain individual who frequents a number of the shows as a fan comes up to the table, the broadcast table where myself, Wick, and Ted Guinness were. And remember, if you're on the set of Ghostbusters and that person's in character, you call him Egon. You don't call him Harold Ramis. And lo and behold, this person was coming up to the broadcast position trying to get Wick's attention, and instead of saying Wick, wicked Nemesis, she's going Harold Ramis. And he pretty much is ignoring the blue hell out of her. Justifiably so. It's showtime. We're in mindset of doing our job. This ain't Sonic Waffle House or the drive-thru at Wendy's. Lo and behold, I just went ahead and said, he's not going to answer you. Not if you keep calling him Harold Remus. Call him Spengler. Call him Egon. We're at work. Respect that. And she turned around and called him Egon, and he pretty said, what do you want? It was all I could do to keep from falling on the floor laughing my ass off.
Man, because she called it like 6 times, Eddie.
Yeah, I know.
You know this.
Well, see, it's like, and we had this, I brought this up off air. For those who have my personal page on Facebook, I put my family last name on there. I did it out of respect for my parents. I do it in loving memory of my mother. I do it out of respect for my father. And just because you have that name, remember, there's another page for me on Facebook. It is Fast Eddie Layne. When I pick up the microphone, that family name disappears because I'm on the clock. I will always be my parents' child. I will always be my parents' son. But when I pick up the microphone, I am the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Layne. The one, the only, the American original. And that, my friends, is the way love goes. And now, back to the countdown.
But Eddie, so you have 2 different... I have an account that does not even have that name that she was calling me.
I know.
My account says Enoch Tessarian. Then I have a fan page called The Wicked Nemesis.
Right.
I cannot stand that. Because when I first got on Facebook, it would not let me use Enoch Tessarian. So I had to use the name that my mom gave me. But you can't, just because you know me doesn't mean, just because you know my name doesn't mean that you know me.
Bingo.
Just because you happen to know a little bit about me doesn't mean that you know me enough to come up there. My own brother, my flesh and blood, mi sangre, la raza, would not even use that name. Will not even use that name.
Unless he wants to piss you off.
Oh, hell no, because I'll call him by his and then we'll really be fighting. Because I'll use his middle name. And he don't want that.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, Eddie, I mean, you know, you do it so well. You know, you have this page, you have that page, and you're very particular about who has information. But it's just, I don't know. Just you were there for that. Thank God. You saved her from getting her ass cussed out because I was in a lot of pain and I didn't have time for her shit.
Well, you actually said, if she keeps this up, I'm going to cuss this bitch out.
Okay, I don't remember that.
You did. You said that clear as a bell. He said, you came out point blank and you leaned over to me and said, I'm about to cuss this fucking bitch out.
But you knew. I couldn't even walk to the ringside with the charms.
I know.
I could not walk. Like, I had to be helped to the stage.
No, because you
had to be helped to the stage. Eddie and Ted had to help me go there because I could not fucking walk. I was in so much pain.
You leaned over to me when Ted was in the middle of saying something. You cupped your mic and had me cup mine. You said, and you came out and said, I need more painkillers because this is fucking killing me.
Dude, it hurt so bad. They gave me like 3 Lorcet 10s, and that was it.
Damn.
3. And they gave me and I had to go back and I had to call in and get another prescription. They gave me 4. And I was in pain for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, it felt like my nuts were in a vice grip.
I have a question.
Sir.
We talk about pain. I want to ask you for a prediction.
That's good.
How much pain are the Hotshots going to be in after the match on Saturday night?
Well, you made a very good point. We're going to break kayfabe again. Clyde Braddock, the newest member of the Unlucky Charms, you made a very good point. And I thought about this today, too. The moniker that I have bestowed upon Clyde Braddock is the Grand Design. Clyde Braddock. You asked, you made a statement that's a very hefty moniker to put on someone. Can he live up to it? I'm going to tell you guys this right now. You know Bishop. You've known Bishop 8 years, 6 years, Eddie, whatever. Look at Clyde. Look at what he did except for when he was against the Equalizer. Tell me you don't see him and you're just like, holy shit. I see shades of Bishop in that.
I see a world of potential in Clyde Braddock.
He's young. He's 24.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
His problem, and I've said this before, Clyde's problem, is he's got his head up his own ass. His head's still not in wrestling completely. He is a coach to amateur wrestling.
Right.
Great mat work. Great mat work. I'm talking about phenomenal mat work. His problem is his head's not completely in wrestling yet. You have to love something so much that eventually it kills you. You do what you love till it kills you.
Right.
You have to let wrestling just take you over. You have to have that bitterness before the greatness can shine through. That's just my opinion. This is going to be the roughest year of his life, I promise you that, because I'm going to ride his ass at what he does so hard. It's going to be so bad for him, because everybody wants the Wicked Nemesis as their manager. So they think. Then they hear how brutal I am ringside. You know what it is? They don't want Wicked Nemesis to manage them. They don't want the Wicked Nemesis to manage against them. You've heard my promos.
Yeah.
At any moment I think that you're trying to like go off key, any moment I think you're trying to take a shot, I'll just decapitate you. I'll call you a horse-headed bitch or something. I'll just totally stand it on its ear. Or I'll beat your ass backstage, ask Amos. Amos Moses. You got to have that mentality to succeed in any kind of entertainment, especially as a testosterone-filled existence that is professional wrestling. You have to have that. You have to have that cutting of a knife to succeed. And let me tell you something. I started from the bottom. Motherfuckers wouldn't even book me because I was a manager. Like, oh, well, we don't book managers. I had to work shows for free the first year. No, not events, shows. I had to work shows for free because they did not want to pay me. And they didn't want me there. And my prideful ass was like, I want to do it on my own. I could have very easily been Wicked Bishop. Or Orion Nemesis. I could have had some stupid shit like that. I chose to go a whole nother route. And thank God, because that respect. You know this, Eddie. There's so many guys that are quote-unquote managers out there that people have no respect for. They're fucking laughing stocks. Not me. I made sure to fucking sit there with all the vets. Shut the fuck up. My first 2 years, I barely spoke. Everybody probably thought I was a mute. But you just have to sit back and you have to listen. You have to take it all in. You have to sit there and you have to know good advice from bad advice.
True.
Because it's out there and you have to filter through it. You have to take all the advice and filter through what fits you. But take the advice. Take the advice. And I swear to you, if I'd had more pain pills, I would have been okay. But I was not, and I was pissed. And Unlucky Charms kicked ass in that Battle Royal, by the way. Worked as a tag team, thank God. Little things, people. Little things. I watched a match tonight by Xavier Fate. Xavier Fate against some guy that was a babyface that wanted to act like a heel. I watched that entire match. I critiqued that entire match. And poor Clyde Braddock. See, this is what he has to look forward to. The Hotshots, you guys are in so much trouble, it's unbelievable. Because Clyde Braddock, oh my God. You saw what they did to Doom. When we got in the ring, we hit the ring running as soon as that match was over. They're lucky that Aiden Solo and Dropkick got the shit out. I put the boots to Doom. I started kicking the shit out of Doom. You know what I told Doom, Eddie?
Get the hell out.
Get the hell out. Get the hell out. Save yourself. He stood there, took it. And I want everybody to see this, but this was great. Doom tries to fight back. Xander jumps in the ring and gets in. As soon as he gets in, I hear Braddock say, hell no. And he proceeds to hammer fist him. Hammer fist is in MMA when a guy's laying on the ground and you start just throwing punches with the bottom of your fist into his face. Bam, 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 bam. And then he grabs Xander by Xander's afro and his pants. Or what did we say? Oh, we said it wasn't an afro, right?
Right.
Whatever, his hair. Grabs him by his hair and the back of his and launches him from the middle of the ring outside, and he hits with a thud on the ring. Boof. That's aggressive. Doom tries to fight back because Doom's made that effort to try to be aggressive this year. More aggressive. He's already aggressive. He hits Knox twice in the stomach. Knox proceeds to hit Doom with one of the hardest forearms to the back I've ever seen before in my life. Destroys him. And then they go in and hit a few things here and there. They do the double train wreck, and then they do this little thing like where Chris tosses Doom to Clyde, and Clyde kind of hits him with like a chest bump, knocks him on. I don't know what the hell it was. It was funny though. Poor Doom. Poor Hotshots. Cassidy Riley and Chase, former tag team wrestlers, tag team superstars, I guess. What the fuck does TNA call the wrestlers? Superstars?
Stars, superstars, something like that. Almost unemployed.
Almost. TNA almost unemployed. These guys are in for it. I'm telling you, if you've never seen anything, you're going to witness some of the best suplex. You know, Steiner's going to do the same suplex over and over again, right?
53 of them.
I hope somebody blocks it. He's not going to know what the fuck to do.
Remember, he's got Gallows.
Is Steiner against Gallows?
The card that I have has Gallows versus Steiner.
Wow. Holy shit.
Ooh, wait a minute. We haven't released the full card, have we?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because I was supposed to get a double check. There's one match that I want to make sure that see if anybody else has been added to. That is why, and folks, I'm pulling the curtain back. I was waiting on a call back from the president to solidify and confirm the names for a battle royal that is going to be taking place this Saturday night in Pelham at the Civic Complex. I had 2 names that I was wanting to make sure of, and I haven't gotten that confirmation. That is why I have not released the full card.
There's a battle royal?
Yes. There are.
Tasha Simone, Tasha, get my fucking gear now. Get my goddamn gear. Bring it Saturday.
No! Oh, that's only good for war games. You've already come close to winning a battle royal in GCW. Now you got to win the war games again.
I'm going to win one. Are you kidding me? They're lucky. Let me tell you guys something.
I will sneak up.
Pull back the curtain.
I will sneak up from behind you.
Anybody, Eddie, you were there.
Yes.
I know the girl getting shoot out the cannon. I know you were like, "Hey, what's up, girl?"
How you doing, Jennifer?
How you doing, Jennifer? The Magic City Motor Mouth. I eat your pussy. What's so weird?
Hello, good fellas.
I told them. I said, if you guys turn your back, I'm going to eliminate you. And then I proceeded to go in there and beat the shit out of Russian War Machine. I proceeded to go in there. People were running for me. Ladies and gentlemen, these motherfuckers were running for me in the battle royal. I was beating the shit out of everybody. Poor Blur. Poor O'Hagan. I kicked O'Hagan so hard that he farted. He's like, Wicked, I hate you. I was like, oh, sorry. That happened. And then I went after Shane Fox threw like this weak ass punch to me. He's like, I clubbed him in the back. People were selling me. I was like, this is awesome. And I told him, I said, Mudbone, if you turn your back on me for a second, I'm going to eliminate you. That's what I told him in the ring. And he looked at me weird and went over there and started beating the shit out of Joey. I would have eliminated him. And then what does he do? He waits till as soon as I turn my back and V-line straight for me and try to eliminate me. That bastard. I miss him, but damn it, I had that Battle Royal won. It would have been me and Doom. I've got to win that Battle Royal Saturday.
Tell you what.
That's all I'm saying.
No. Let me pull this one out from under you before we go to the bottom of the hour break. Lords of Pain is reporting right now, and Bill Apter has reported, so Middleton has taken it through there. Bill Apter reports that Jake the Snake Roberts had about 5.5 hours of surgery on Tuesday, but is still very, apparently the doctors don't know what kind of cancer he has. Once again, this is as of earlier, February 26th. 8:18 p.m. is when the report was, when this post was made. Roberts also has 2 more growths on his other leg, although not as large. The doctors, they think they got the cancer in its early stages. That is the good news about everything. So don't know about everybody else, but I'm hoping and praying first off that A, they got it, B, they can figure it out, C, they can figure out if they need to do any kind of therapy immediately after to try to keep any possible regrowth. So, I mean, for everything that Roberts has been through and the resurgence that he's been able to go through, you know, the resurgence of popularity, not to mention his health coming back and then having this hit at him. And I hope they got it all, and I hope they figure out exactly what it was or what it is so they can figure a good course of action for his future. So I just wanted to pass that one along.
Yeah, Jake's had a lot of health issues as of late, as most people know. So has Scott Hall, but I knew he'd went for surgery, but I didn't know it was going to be that extensive or whatever. I saw Carrie Awful was the one that retweeted something that he had said. So, everybody knows I'm not a big Jake Snake Roberts fan. It's always good. Let me just say this. Never meet your heroes. Because they never turn out like you think they're going to be, believe me. And if I'm your hero, God have mercy on your soul, because you were fucked. I'm just saying, because I had some little kid come up to me Saturday. It was like, will you sign my autograph? I was like, ugh, kid, I really don't sign autographs. And I see Eddie looking at me. Eddie's like, because there is a wave of kids come up signing for autographs. It's like, oh shit. And I was like, oh, I don't have a marker. These motherfuckers pull pens out their asses.
Yes, they did.
I got a pen. I was like, oh, I only signed with a silver marker. So I'm trying to totally blow these little kids off. Cause I'm like, oh my god, they're not buying T-shirts. Fuck them. They're not buying wristbands. Fuck them. A heel should not sign autographs. But I literally, the next time out, I had to sign at the end of the night. I had to sign probably 30 autographs. They just swarmed me as soon as I walked out. Wicked. So I just started signing shit. I look over and everybody's like, "Oh my god, is Wicked signing autographs?" I was like. Just signing them, give them away, sign them, give them away. I mean, as soon as I would sign one, another one's in my face. I was like, I'm the bad guy. I just told your mom I was going to punch her in the face, and you want an autograph? Yeah! I always want to tell my mom that.
Daryl B said you are his hero more so than Maybo is now.
That's terrible. Maybo's the guy you definitely need to look up to, not me. That's just because Maybo's a tall guy. I'm tall too, but
Let's do it, TOH.
Uh-oh.
Top of the hour.
Take it. I was going to say, take it home?
No,
we're going to take our top of the hour break. When we come back, I think we're going to go ahead and do the take it home portion of Around the Horn. Right here, Beyond Ringside Radio Network's own The To Be Determined Show, live.
All bad things must come to an end. The world's most notorious rock band is saying goodbye forever. Dodge presents Motley Crue, the final tour, with very special guest Alice Cooper. Friday, August 15th, Oak Mountain Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now. Motley Crue, the final tour. For more info and tour dates, visit motley.com.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
You might know me, I'm 50 Cent. You may follow my tweets, my Facebook friends. Odds are fewer than 6 degrees separate us. We're that close. What's crazy is 1 in 6 don't know where their next meal is coming from. These are your co-workers, your neighbors, your friends. Hunger's too close for us to ignore. So visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank to see how you can make a difference. From one close friend to another, let's do this. I'm 50 Cent, and together we are Feeding America.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
In the wake of a disaster, what one thing can you send that will help people the most? A blanket, a tent, a sandbag, a doctor. Actually, if you send a monetary donation, you send all these things. Even a small donation can make a big impact and can quickly become exactly what people affected by disaster need most.
Want to help those affected by Hurricane Sandy? To donate, visit sandy.adcouncil.org. That's sandy.adcouncil.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
If your walls could talk, what would they say? I have sent children into fits of rage.
I am responsible for a child's speech impediment.
I am the reason a child can't read. Just because you can't see lead paint doesn't mean it's not on walls, doors, windows, and sills. Today, lead paint poisoning affects over 1 million children. If your home was built before 1978, log on to leadfreekids.org or call 800-424-LEAD.
Brought to you by the Coalition to End Childhood Lead Poisoning, EPA, HUD, and the Ad Council.
I want to finish
school
and then go to
college
to be able to
graduate
and have
the future
my parents couldn't have. Because I know that
going to college
is the best thing I can do for my
future.
The words of a parent help to build the future of a child. The Hispanic Scholarship Fund has the information to help your kids go to college. Visit yourwordstoday.org or call 1-877-HSF-8711. Sponsored by the Hispanic Scholarship Fund and the Ad Council.
You feel petrified. You're struggling with your mortgage payments, not knowing what to do. You do nothing. But if you do something, you're far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making Home Affordable is a free government program. Call 888-995-HOPE to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about your options. Call 888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to
shutting down more servers than the WWE Network. The To Be Determined show's on. Beyond Ringside's own. The To Be Determined show's own. Cause and Effect. Wait, that's tomorrow night.
It's the Tuesday night Saturday showcase.
Look, Cause and Effect tomorrow night. Do they have a guest?
That I do not know. I know Cosper's been going in 9 different directions, especially when I asked him to go ahead and take over GCW Radio for tomorrow night because I have plans.
So tomorrow night, he's also doing GCW Radio. Ooh.
Time to crash the party.
Well, I'm just saying, you know. So
yeah, the Thursday double play on Beyond Ringside Radio. Cause and Effect is normally is scheduled to go live at 7 p.m. Central, and GCW Radio, I think Cause said, will bump up to 8 tomorrow night instead of its regular 9 o'clock start. So I'm gonna as soon as he gives me the final numbers, I'll get everything posted on BR as well as the GCW social networking sites.
That's hilarious.
And, of course, it all comes back together Saturday. You know, the Saturday's going to be show day, and it's also a crazy day for all three of us on the Saturday showcase. Yours truly, Hitman Big Daddy Cool, Ryan Adcock, Cause and Effect, Robert Cosper, going live at 10 o'clock Saturday morning, and there's a lot of ground to cover.
Man, you better be glad I'm at the Waffle House with the kids Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. I'd damn sure call in and piss off whoever that Ryan Adcock guy is.
Hitman is good, people. Always has been. He's one of the originals from the first season, and he is very passionate. He is a very passionate fan. He makes no pretense about it. He is not in pro wrestling. He wanted to when he was younger, but health issues right now won't let him do it. But he is a very passionate fan because he is a huge fan of the 80s with the National Wrestling Alliance, just about the same as me. And he is also a very huge fan of the Attitude Era. And for people who genuinely, he is a true student of those two eras from the 80s and the 90s. And to know the unbridled popularity and success that the NWA had in the 80s and that WWF then E had all throughout that run, through Hulkamania, through Stone Cold, through The Rock, and to see what they're doing to their product now, believe me, it pisses him off. Because he is like I said, he's a very altruistic person when it comes to the fact that he knows the talent that's up there in WWE right now. And the three of us, you included in this equation, we all know that they're not utilizing that talent that's there to the best of their abilities. It's lame-ass booking, and he's very quick to point that out, just like we are. So he may not be a manager, he may not be a wrestler, he may not be an announcer, but I guarantee you this, he is just as passionate and when it's done right, he's the first one to say he enjoyed the hell out of it. And when they F it up, he's the first one to say they F'd it up from his perspective as a fan. So the two of y'all really need to sit down and share a bottle of Jack Daniels. Okay, you bring the Ciroc, he'll bring the Jack Daniels.
I don't like to sit down with fans. I smell like elderberries.
No, he'll smell like Jim Beam.
No, I just... Don't know me, I don't watch Raw or SmackDown anymore. I don't watch mainstream wrestling. I'll watch anybody, I'll probably go and watch some more stuff from Cassidy Riley and Chase Stevens this week, just to be able to be like, hey, Chris, Braddock, look out for this, this is what they do, this and that. And people are like, what? You do your homework? Yes, I do my homework. Because for the simple fact, they're going to suplex out of Chase, and Chase hates to be suplexed. I know what Chase is going to do. Chase, as soon as Clyde suplexes him, he's going to stand up and he's going to punch Clyde as hard as he can in the face, just to see Clyde's reaction. You know what Clyde's reaction is going to be? To suplex Chase on his fucking skull. This is going to be amazing.
Brain buster.
Yes. I've actually talked to Clyde using that because he's using the Russian Russian neck drop or whatever you want to call it. We call it the full metal jacket for a finish. He can hit that on anybody. Anybody saw him hit it on Equalizer. But once again, of course, he wasn't protecting his finish. He was just going in and just throwing it around. I was like, dude, that's a great move. Save it. Antonio Cesaro does a version of it. You remember what it was, right? Where he catches him like a side, kind of like how Knox threw him.
Yeah.
He catches him like that, and he throws him over his shoulder, just a release, like an overhead release.
Right.
Suplex. It's amazing. It's amazing. If I had that power, I'd do the same shit.
Oh, hell
if I had
yeah.
that power, I would throw motherfuckers out the ring.
You would launch him into the third row and pray it's Paul.
I damn sure would. Jesus
I know.
Christ, yes, sir.
Tell you what, do you want me to run down? Do you want me to go ahead and just give you the exclusive here on To Be Determined?
Excuse? Give us the excuse while the Hotshots about to get their asses kicked Saturday.
No, I was actually going to give you the full exclusive for the lineup for this weekend.
Boy, you better not get your ass fired. You're not get fired. Fast Eddie Layne, the commissioner, releases every match live on To Be Determined.
No, it was supposed to go on. It was actually supposed to be posted Monday. But I couldn't get that. I couldn't get the confirmation for the two names in the battle royal. So therefore, it's like it got held. So here goes.
You're just about to bamboozle everything. This is fantastic for anybody that has your VIP. Anybody already has your tickets. Here you go right now. And when this goes up on Ustream, wherever Eddie posts it, I want big flashing like lights. You know what I'm talking about. Flashing shit right now. Exclusive.
Remember, if you have the $25 VIP ringside seats, 5:30 p.m. is your target time for the meet and greet. General admission ticket holders will be let in the building at 6:30. Bell time 7:30. From this vantage point, remember, VIP ringside $25. General admission $15. Tickets are still available through Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster.com, their 800 service, or if you have a local Ticketmaster outlet. Like I know there's a number of Publix stores in and around the Birmingham metropolitan area that have Ticketmaster. They are still available. They will be available at the door on the day of the event only. And here we go. A number one contenders battle royal. Winner will receive a future title shot. Mike Posey, the Mystic Mudbone, Doom Trevor Eon, Xander Stone, Josephus Brody, Leon the Bull Stresser, Aiden Solo, Antonio Garza, Night Prowler, he's back, Steve Styles, Dylan Cook are just some of the names that are involved in this battle royal. The Junkyard Dog Memorial Tag Team Tournament continues March 1st in Pelham under the banner of Global Championship Wrestling. The Hotshots, Cassidy Riley, and Chase Stevens, former TNA Tag Team Champions, will face Clyde Braddock, Chris Knox, managed by, that's your hint.
The Wicked Nemesis. Oh, wait.
The Unlucky
Nemesis, baby.
Thank you, Barry White. The Unlucky Charms. Now, the 5-Star Fight Club advanced.
This is a weird scenario because they're now the tag team champions.
Yes, they are.
What kind of crazy shit is that?
The championships were on the line Saturday night in Pell City, Alabama. AJ Steele and Corey Chavis defended, and the 5-Star Fight Club were victorious. So not only does the 5-Star Fight Club of Joshua O'Hagan, the Human Blur, and Showtime's Shane Fox advance in the tournament, but they also carry with them the GCW Tag Team Championships as they go.
But last year we were stripped of the GCW Tag Team titles, and they were held up until after the tournament. Why is this not happening to them? This is some bullshit. Take your little Chaz Bono ass and go the hell on, Showtime. Go rest that Achilles.
New year.
I just think that's foul.
New year, new rules.
Oh, you motherfucker. You heel.
No, I
That's
disagree.
some heel shit.
Dude,
that's some underground heel shit. Yes.
I disagree.
New year, new rules. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, Eddie.
I disagreed with y'all being stripped of the belts until the finals. I was one of the ones who believed that the belts should have been defended all the way through the tournament.
That's what I said, and they didn't want to.
Well, see, I got my way this year.
You mother...
I got my way this year.
Anyways, so they are the tag team champions.
Look, Mike.
And what people don't realize is they had to buy.
Look, Sandy, Scotty, Beach, and Fantastic, and whatever, Micah Nemesis. Are you trying to turn me heel in 5 seconds again?
That's great. But look, it's just they had a bye. Decided to skip their bye and go straight to their homosexual. They go and they have the match and win.
Yes.
And win the titles. And then, of course, what happens, I think that the Wrestling Foundation may have fired Pandora.
Now,
I think that happened.
There is going to be a very special stipulation put on something. I want everybody to know that I am not releasing, as of this moment, the name of the team that is going to be facing the 5-Star Fight Club this Saturday night. Because that team individual names have not been released to the office. I'm giving you that much of a hint. It could be 2 of 4 individuals. We will find out as early as tomorrow, or it might be match time when that decision's made by that entity.
Okay, it's me. Me and Eddie are tagging. It's 5-Star Fight Club. Junkyard. I'm gonna win this Junkyard Dog Memorial somehow.
I'll win with a splash, dude. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll win with a running headbutt. To hell with a flying knee drop. The GCW Middleweight Championship will be.
Here we go. Yeah,
will be on the line. Spiral defends against Country Jacked Corey Hollis. That match was solidified this past Saturday night. So here's the thing: for the 340 plus. That was in Pell City. First off, rockin' crowd from start to freaking finish. I love you guys. For everybody who showed up Saturday in Pell City, you were tremendous. A great crowd. There were 4 matches that were contingent upon Saturday night in Pell City. And everybody seemed to get that little memo. Because Amber O'Neal had signed to face the GCW Women's Champion. At the time that she signed the contract, it was Tracy Taylor. Tracy had a title defense this past Saturday night against Calm Like a Bomb Pandora. If Pandora had have won, it would have been her facing Amber O'Neal, not Tracy, because she would have been the champion. Tracy successfully defended and retained the championship. It is Tracy Taylor facing Amber O'Neal this Saturday night. MVP had a contract stipulation to face the GCW Heavyweight Champion. Francisco Chiazzo was the champion at the time of the contract signing. Francisco Chiazzo had to defend the championship in Pell City February 22nd against Micah Taylor 2 out of 3 fall match. Micah Taylor won and defeated Mr. Chiazzo for the GCW Heavyweight Championship. I made the announcement Saturday night because it had been confirmed at that point in time. The second that 3 count occurred in the third fall, Micah Taylor, being the champion, will face MVP this Saturday night, March 1st in Pelham, Alabama. I have this one as a special attraction match. Big Doc Gallows. You've known him as the DOC from Impact Wrestling. You've known him as Luke Gallows. Big LG, all of the above. More nicknames than a freaking deacon does. Don't say it, Wick. Big Doc Gallows will be facing Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner this Saturday night, March 1st, Pelham, Alabama at the Pelham Civic Complex for GCW WrestleFest 2014. Hashtag GCW WrestleFest. Thanks for playing. The Southeast Regional Championship will be on the line. The Mad Dog, Dan Sawyer, will be facing against Johnny Swinger. So you got 8 matches right there. Now, I know, Wick, you're going to want to come back, and I know you want to talk about the middleweight championship match with Corey Hollis challenging Spiral, because a lot of people had Corey a little bit suspect when he walked out to the ring at the end of Spiral's title defense the other night. Everybody thought Corey had ill intentions. Mm-hmm. Corey came out like a gentleman and a professional, extended his hand to both competitors in that match, both Scotty Blaze and Spiral, and offered his humble congratulations to Spiral and to Scotty on a hell of a match, and put the challenge verbally. There was no malice. There was no physicality. There was no assault and battery. It was basically, I want a title shot. You face some of the best. I want to face you. That's all it was, right, Wick?
No. It's fine.
Thanks.
Look, Corey, well, we talked to Corey. Was it on Back to Basics? We talked to Corey
2 weeks ago.
And very interesting conversation. As always, some of the most interesting stuff happens off air. And he wanted this match. And he told me that night we were at Palmerdale. He's like, I'm going to work Spiral. He just came up and told me. I was like, okay, if you survive after Chris Knox beats the shit out of you. But this match is a match. I've said this before. When it was Brian Pillman against Jushin Thunder Liger. Wrestled Sting, and a bunch of other guys were actually in the audience, dressed in their street clothes, watching the match. If they would let me, I would do that, because I want to see this match. Because I'm telling you right now, Spiral, hell of a talent, probably the crown jewel of GCW. Corey Hollis is somebody that's come around from this area that has went on to bigger and better things. There's something somebody's forgetting here.
Yes.
There is some of Corey's friends going to be. You have to watch everything that happens with Corey. You have to watch, because this little country jack gimmick that he's doing, he's taking this to heart. This is his baby. So you might want to take care and take notice of the country jack bloodline. You have to, let's say, how can you... You have to keep on your guard at all times, because Corey comes out. Corey said every intention of coming out and just saying, shake my hand, we're going to wrestle. Corey's going to win that match at all costs. No matter what he has to, he's going to do his damnedest to win it, because it's something from Alabama. I'm just saying, you got to watch him. You got to watch those guys that really want something. That's that pride. Is like the Olympics. You get that national pride, especially when he's been up in Ohio and doing all this stuff for Ring of Honor. You don't think he wouldn't want to take that GCW middleweight title back to Ohio? Watch him Spiral. So, but this is going to be a hell of an event. Really quick, Eddie, how can everyone get their tickets again?
Easy. Ticketmaster.com, Ticketmaster's 800 number, and local Ticketmaster walk-up outlets. You can still get them all 3 ways. Now, here's something that everybody's got to remember. Ticketmaster is handling everything. When we do Pell City, when we do Palmerdale, we offer people the opportunity to reserve certain seating. We cannot offer that on this show. Ticketmaster's handling everything. So make sure when you take care of things through Ticketmaster, get all your paperwork in place, because we're working to make sure that the ticket situation is handled fairly for this show. But we can only do so much because Ticketmaster has their system in place. We're not selling tickets individually. We're not selling tickets collectively. Ticketmaster is handling the ticket sales. Ticketmaster.com, their 800 number, and their walk-up outlets. They will be available at the Pelham Civic Complex on the day of the show.
First come, first served basis as well.
You got it.
Those VIP tickets, still some of those left. There's only 320 seats for that. This is going to be one of those things you don't want to miss because it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be something that's going to change your life. I promise you that. Eddie.
Yes.
You're going to be there. What time are you going to be there, sir?
I'm probably going to be there around 3 to start setup. By the way, folks, I want to let everybody know that the entire Beyond Ringside family of shows and the network will be well represented on the cast of Global Championship Wrestling. The Wick and Nemesis, host and moderator for this show right here, the To Be Determined show, as well as one of my co-hosts on Beyond Ringside Live, Sunday nights 5:30, will be managing the Unlucky Charms. Yours truly, the host of BR Live, and the host of Back to Basics, and the host of Saturday Showcase, along with Ryan Adcock and Robert Cosper, will be, of course, behind the microphone. Ted Guinness from Beyond Ringside Live coming back to Birmingham for this show. He'll be behind the microphone. Robert Cosper from Cause and Effect, as well as the Saturday Showcase with Ryan Adcock, will be there behind the microphone as well. So, and there have been rumors of a Mark Mabo Bowman sighting from Beyond Ringside Live. So we're definitely, like I said, the entire Beyond Ringside family of shows will be well represented with Global Championship Wrestling as we're all making appearances with Global this Saturday night in Pelham, Alabama.
Now, with all that being said, are we going to get some interviews? We're going to get some exclusives. I know you have your little Ustream. I have a Ustream. Or is that what's going to happen? We get here my flip side of the coin, live from the Pelham City Complex.
Or as Luke Gallows called it over on CNE, the Pelham City Complex.
The Pelham City Complex.
He was trying to say Pell City.
Pell City. You're like, shut up.
Yeah, really. Gallows is a trip. You got to love him. We are going to work to try to see if we can nail down interviews due to the fact that we genuinely tried to get with MVP. We have tried to get with Scott Steiner. God only knows what's being in the works tomorrow night for GCW Radio and CNE. So I'm not sure what all Cosper's got up his sleeve. I'm not sure what everybody's got in play. So we're just taking it all one step at a time. And be sure to definitely listen to GCW Radio tomorrow night. You never know what's going to happen.
Last call. Give us your last call, sir.
Folks, there is a word that I've used on more than one occasion. Business. You can take it to mean the business, a business. The sport of professional wrestling, as we know it, and have known it for years, has changed, evolved, and at the same time, devolved. It has splintered, and it has come together. There is one constant in this world as it pertains to professional wrestling, and that is the fans. Your voice is genuinely one of the strongest forces in the world of professional wrestling. Whether we acknowledge it publicly or privately, whether we kayfabe it, schmoz it, or treat it as a shoot, when we make our opinions known, we all know that the fans hold one of the biggest cards in the deck. And I don't care who you are in the world of pro wrestling, behind the curtain, so to speak, behind the scenes, in the ring, at ringside, behind the microphone, in the office. Those of us who have a clue, a genuine clue, respect the fact that you are spending your hard-earned, 9 times out of 10, hard-earned money to come to a show. And we appreciate that. The fact of the matter stands, I've said this in public, I've said this in private, and I've said this on the microphone. There are a lot of ways you can spend a Saturday night. A ton of them. Watch cable, satellite, masturbate to internet porn, midget porn. Hey, Mabo, what's up? You can go out to a bar, out to a restaurant, out to a club, out to a movie, out to a friend's house. You can go buy a keg of beer and sit in the middle of a cow pasture and drink that sumbitch dry. And there are plenty of other things you can do on a Saturday night that don't involve alcohol. Although sometimes the ones with the booze are a little bit more fun and controversial. Please drink responsibly, tip heavily, end of discussion. But we know, and we appreciate it. And I can speak for everybody with Global. I can't speak for every promotion because I don't work with every promotion. I'm not behind the scenes. I work with Global. I work with LXW. I work with IWA Deep South. And I can speak for all three of those promotions when I say from the bottom of my heart, we genuinely appreciate everybody who comes to the shows and spends their hard-earned money. Because we want to hear your voice. There are those of us that enjoy the cheers. There are those of us that accept nothing less than the most heartfelt, honest boo that you can throw out there. Wick and Nemesis will say it all day long, and I'm inclined to agree. He's not one of the cool heels. You classify him as cool. He is the wicked Nemesis. Sorry, I had to use your shoot name. Regardless, he's going to be himself. I was a heel at birth, babyface by casting call. That's the way I put it. But when I hear the sounds come from the crowd, knowing that whether you like it, whether you don't like it, you're letting us have it. And you're just blowing off some steam and having a good time on a Saturday night. Believe me, I appreciate that. I'm not in a contest with anybody. Never have been, never will be. I'm going to be me. Because the one thing that I want from you is for you to be you. This Saturday night, Pelham Civic Complex. You have the perfect opportunity to blow off steam, cut loose, pick your favorites, pick the find the ones you like and find the ones you hate. Cheer till you're blue in the face and boo till your head explodes. The thing about it is, you get that chance in an environment where people appreciate you. So not only does it encompass the word that I used to start this, it also encompasses another word that I love to use, and I mean every day of the year: respect. That, my friends, is my side of the coin. Wick?
There comes a certain point in time where everybody has to kind of take a step back to see where they are in the total picture, in the grand design, if you will, of things, the scheme that is upon us. Everyone knows when you're in the public eye, there's people that go, and there's people that are going to not like what you do. There are people that are not going to enjoy your work. That's fine. Another thing is for somebody to creepily stalk you. For people to just randomly appear at places and take pictures of you when you're just standing around, when you're having conversations, when you're talking. That's one bad thing that comes with, if you want to call it fame, infamy, on my behest. That is some creepy shit to start seeing pictures of you talking to people, selling t-shirts, standing around, it just gets weird. And that's one thing that you have to watch out for. Anybody that's associated with anybody in the public eye, it affects them as well, and it affects their family, it affects their friends. This Saturday, I hope that whoever wants to take creepy ass pictures of me in these weird situations, I hope that you catch me in the creepiest position of them all. And that's with me standing over Chase and Cassidy after the Unlucky Charms beat their fucking brains in at the Pelham Civic Complex. Because you want to talk about complex, it's going to get complex and complicated very, very quickly and very, very soon. Then we're going to go out and we're going to party our nuts off. Because nobody on that card owes me $5 for a bag of weed. So there you go. So we're all good. But, Eddie, how can everyone get in touch with you, sir? And what is coming up, let's say, Sunday on Beyond Ringside, sir?
Well, let me go ahead and run the entire broadcast calendar real quick.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Tomorrow, and I'm going to go Central Time only. Please do the math.
Central, everybody.
Exactly. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central. Thursday night, that's going to be February 27th. Cause and Effect goes live at 7 p.m. Central Time. GCW Radio, maybe 8, maybe 9 Central Time. Keep your ears open on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network to see what happens when. Number 2, Saturday mornings. The Saturday Showcase, yours truly, Ryan Adcock, Robert Cosper, 10 a.m. Central Time. Sunday night, 5:30 Central, Beyond Ringside Live returns. What happened Saturday night in Pelham? Tune in. Sunday at 5:30, we'll have the full rundown from March Mayhem, Global Championship Wrestling's #GCW WrestleFest 2014. Tuesday, 8 p.m., we go back to basics. 8 p.m. Central Time on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. What happens? Tune in and find out. And of course, Wednesdays, you damn right, 9 p.m. Central, give or take a couple of minutes depending. the to be determined show. Yeah, I actually had a bumper sticker that I was had created. I just haven't had it printed yet because nobody would get it. Heel by birthright, babyface by storyline equals Fast Eddie Layne.
That's great.
Real quick, BeyondRingside.com, the home. Facebook.com/BeyondRingside Live. Catch it at Beyond Ringside on Twitter, and yes, we're on MySpace too. Personally, Fast Eddie Layne, LAYNE.com. The links are up there. I'll see you Friday night at Buffalo Wild Wings Alabaster, Saturday night at Global Championship Wrestling, Sunday night, Courtyard at Alabaster, 9:30 p.m. Wick?
At Wicked Nemesis on Twitter. Also, The Wicked Nemesis on Instagram. Gotta push the Instagram a little bit. Wicked Nemesis, of course, on YouTube. And The Wicked Nemesis Facebook fan page. There is an Unlucky Charms Facebook fan page. There is a Merchants of Death Facebook fan page. And a To Be Determined Show Facebook fan page. Check all those out. Like us, share us, contact us, etc., etc. Don't whiz on the electric fence, is what I'm trying to say. Next Wednesday, we have something in the works. Oh, I hope it comes through. This is going to be awesome. If we actually get on time and we can make sure that we have a producer, it's going to be awesome. But I'm not going to say anything publicly because I don't want to jinx it. But as Eddie said, next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, same bat place, same bat time, the To Be Determined Show. Thank you all for listening. Sorry for the delay of coming on. We got everything together. Support local independent wrestling, and also if you have the WWE Network, look up Hardcore Heaven 99. You won't regret it, I promise that. For Fast Eddie Layne,
y'all have a great time, have a great weekend. I'll see you Saturday morning on the Showcase.
For Matt Denton and Tasha Simone, I am the Wicked Nemesis. Thank you all for listening, and we're going to bamboozle you one more time with the bamboozle of the Bamboobalist. Good night and good luck, everybody.